Hey Mac, here's what I'm working on now. Here's a screen. So I use a fine play sand with mix when I'm doing certain things, and sometimes I just use a regular sand. But grab some of this play sand. It looks fine, right? But ooh, okay, that's not gonna work that way. Hold on, I don't want to go on my oh, you know what? That's okay, a little bit in there, but. You think that's so fine it would go through this fine screen, but in reality, after I shake this up, there's the aggregate that's left, and this could create a funky mix for you on your wall. But what I just shot down, and there's a double screen actually, wasn't my intention, but what I just shot down was this fine mix. They just went into my my aggregate. It's actually a colorant. But again, this will save you just getting any screen. This is a door screen. I find it gives me a nice refinement of my fine play sand. Mac, I wasn't ready to load this one on the video yet, but so this was. This is a fast setting base, and that's the base back here, and then a stamp went on top of it, so that's the color. The color's too bright white, but you would join over this now and make it look like real joints. But here's a wall, and I've got a long video to do still, but then all the joints were taped off, and then came back and sprayed it with that colorant you saw. And then you see these white specks, white flakes, to try to match stone-ish. It's actually a wire brush after this has dried so fast. A wire brush, just slightly touch off in certain places, like skip troweling, and it'll give you that effect. Mac, then we followed with the block wall. Now the block wall was solid, sprayed with just sort of clumping it on. It sprays with the stucco sprayer like that, and then you trowel it smooth. Excuse me. And then you change out, and you're going to get that mix, that sand, and you're going to add some black colorant to your powder. And then you're going to go to a piece of cardboard or anywhere you can, and start dialing your air pressure and spraying until you can get it to spurt out a pattern. And then once you do, you'll get this right over top of that look. Now this is just white sand and regular cement, so it's the gray cement, not white cement. That would be more white. The white sand with gray cement gave me the base color, and then the white sand with the black pigment, the same sand with the black pigment, and I added a touch of red to that pigment, and it gave me this beautiful black, if you will. Alright, and that would be a look you would get. Mac, and then just rock it with a little compressor like this. Puts out plenty of CFMs. It's here's a little information on it if you want to see it, something like that. This thing will put out plenty. It's all about that hose size and your nozzle. Then I also use this guy sometimes, I use this a lot for the finish spray. I'll use the just a regular hopper, and then the gun. So this product is a Graco product. You can fill this tank up, this container here, or you can fill the hopper gun. I like the hopper gun. I do, and then it's so easy to clean. And then you quickly have your guns. I've got multiple guns, but they're your orifices. These just screw off, and you screw another one in, different sizes. The bigger the size, the bigger the material that comes through, the bigger the splatter of that material. So you could do a lot of variances. I guess if you had a coarse sand, this would work. You're also going to get a not so fine a splat, if you will, on the wall. This is just where the gun goes. This is This is set up to work with the hopper. You just take this off and drop the gun in, this on top of there, and cap that one off, and air just comes to the bottom, which you regulate with this guy here, and of course how much pressure pull trigger you give. You need a finer aggregate because this. Let me pause it. So what I'm showing you is that the aggregate fills into this hole here from the hopper. This is your source material, or your source material is. Now, it won't come through because that will plug it. And when you squeeze the trigger back, the aggregate starts working its way down through gravity around there, and the air forces it out, shooting onto the wall. Sometimes if your mix is too dry, it'll clog right there, and you've got to shake it up or dump it and clean the whole damn thing out with just a rinse of a hose or anything like that, and go and get back up and running. Now that's just some dry. I sprayed it with Pam, and when I'm done, I spray it with a cooking spray just to keep the parts lubricated. This just comes right off. I just want to show you it's not really aggregate or a mess. It's the cooking spray and how that's the film of it. It rinses right off, but I still do it anyway, just for general principle. I keep this nice and lubed. I spray the Pam on it before I use it too, so to help slide the aggregate over this shaft. And the shaft is smooth, but you know what? It could be smooth. The Pam stuff works. Again, you can unscrew this and change out your tips to a smaller hole opening that will allow more fine material to come through. You would, maybe if you weren't mixing sand at all, you would do that. And that's what it looks like. That's where the air comes through. So even though you've got a huge hole like that supplying all that volume, hose, ultimately it comes down to that fine pinhole. Now I have the other sprayer, which I don't have here. It has 4 of those, and the orifices are about the same on the larger connection, and on the smaller one they'll have a little smaller hole, so the volume comes out less than the hose. So it's nothing to be intimidated about. It's really that simple. It's your mix that you're going to get just right. It's going to allow you to perform like a champ.